Okay, so let's create our login form using HTML in VS Code, right? So first of all, we start by including this doc type. Then we're going to write our open our first opening tag of HTML. Then it's going to automatically create a closing tag like this. Then we put some spaces, right? Now, first of all, we want to deal with creating what we call a head, right? Which we're going to give a title to it. Then by writing an open tag title and including a closing tag. So on our title, we're going to name this part of our program of our page, but usually it shows up using in what, in an HTML file, right? Then let's just go and give it a name. Okay, let's say login page. Then control save. Then we're going to go and refresh on this page. As you can see, it have changed, right? Now we want to go back and now start our main body of our program by saying body, then put a, then within our body, that's where we are going to create a form, right, which will include a login form. But first of all, we want to accept to create what you call a opening tag of form, then a closing tag and a form, right? Within this space between, right, we're going to create a label. So this label is going for, okay, let me just retype for equals, okay, equal sign, then put a quotation, so for a username, right? Yeah, so this username is going to have you have to close it, right? Now it have automatically they have included a closing tag in tag, right, or an element. So we're going to call it a user name, just like this. Now as you can see, it have shown up on the screen. But okay, something which we should have done right before doing this, we should have give a heading to our page, right? How do we give it? By writing h1 or h2 or h3, right? Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to write enter credentials, just like this, right? Yeah, so that means everything which is going to be contained here, the user will just automatically know that I have to input this information or information details in within this part. So now we're going to create, you need an input, right, to accept an input from a user. So this input will be of type text, right? So we're going to write text input within this space. As you can see, it will form this text box, right? Yeah, now this input should have an ID, right, which we will use as the program goes in the following tutorial. So I'm going to give it the same name which we have used here, username, right? Then the name of the input button form, it should be called user name, just like that. Now as you can see, an input is a self-closing what element or a self-closing tag, so there's no need of putting like okay, as you can see, it won't show up, right? So now on the following line, right, now we need to create a label for our password, right? So we're going to say label, the same thing which we've done, right? So we're going to say for enter, then we're going to call it password, right, just like this. Then we close our first part of our first opening tag, right? We close it. Then we're going to insert information there, so we're going to call it password. Okay, I have to correct here, password, just like this, right? Okay, now on the next line, I'm going to create an input, right? Accept an input of type text from the user text, right, just like this. Then we're going to create an ID of which is called password, the same text which is written here. Then I'm going to give it a name, right? So the name is called password in small letters, password, right, just like this. And they will put a symbol. Now that a login form will look good when we have a submit button, so we have to put, okay, to create a what we call an input of type submit. input, just like this, type. Okay, we're going to call it submit. So we need a submit button. So let me just show submit. As you can see, it has automatically shown, right? After doing that, what I need to do is to put a value, and we're going to call it submit. Either in small letters or big letters is all up to you. So let me just say submit. Okay, this is the text which I've written in capital letter, or I can just write it like this, submit. Yeah, wonderful. Then I'm going to close it by you putting a right hand arrow. So as you can see, this one, it does not appear look good, so we need to put what we call a line break, right? So in front of every piece of code which you have written, we should include in a line break. So we have to say put this a BR, just like this. Then I'm going to close it like this. Okay, then I'm going to copy the same thing, control copy, then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, not here exactly, I mean after this part. As you can see, it will look clean, but let me just do it like this so that everything will be super good, just like this. So guys, control save, and let's check it in within our browser. Click refresh here. As you can see, we have created our login form using HTML, simple HTML without any CS code, right? So guys, this is how we do it. Thank you for watching. I hope it will be helpful for you. Stick around by supporting the channel by clicking the subscribe button. Even like the video or comment if you have any question. Cheers, bye for now.